Well, I'll let you play with this piece too for that one. I think that'll work. Technical stuff, right? All right. So if you're here to learn about neuropathy, you're in the right place. If you're here for something else, you're welcome to hang around, but we're going to talk about neuropathy. Is that right? I'm Dr. Tomasetti. I'm a local guy born in the Holy Spirit Hospital. Went away to school, came back. That's the short story. Everybody else pretty local? Yeah? Awesome. Welcome, neighbors. So, today, we're going to be doing some fun stuff. Hopefully show you some things that you haven't learned before or seen before. We're actually going to do a live demo today. So somebody's going to have an opportunity to see, like, in real time, what does this actually look like? Would that be helpful? Yeah, it's like, how do we do this? So I'm going to show you that. And hopefully give you some opportunity for some clarity. You know, that's really the biggest piece of this today is getting understanding and clarity on what's going on and is there a help for where you're at. It's also helpful for me to know who's dealing, like, who already knows they have neuropathy? Okay, most of you, who's supporting somebody here that, you know, who's learning about it and doesn't yet know? Okay, that's helpful to, get a little gauge on it. So ask questions. I want you to learn everything you can today, and we'll jump in. So, these are some fun things we get to go through. So, Shayna, before I was in pain, 2 treatments down, I got some balance, and most of the pain on my right side is gone. My left side's improving. I share that just to say, like, there's people that are just regular, normal people like you and me, and they're making progress. Who's heard that they have to learn to live with neuropathy? It doesn't get better. There's no way to fix it. You've heard that before. Yeah. And with that model, they're absolutely right. But hang in there. Let's show what this is not for. So if this is not you, then this may not be the best place for you. If you're looking for another pill or a quick fix, this is not going to be it. Okay? If you're not willing to look deeper and actually do some work to improve your own situation, this is not for you. Okay? It's going to be a little bit of effort to get your body back where it needs to be. Is that fair? Yeah. Raise your hand if you think Big Pharma is coming to save you. Yeah, right. We're just not. Yeah, right. So that's what I mean. It's going to take some effort on your part to get your body back into a position where it can start healing, if that's possible for what's going on for you. Okay. So if you're learning for some clarity and answers, that's what we're here to do. So what I want you to walk away with today is really to get some understanding what's causing neuropathy. What's that look like? Is yours reversible? You know, is that a possibility? And what's possible, what's not, and get some ideas on nerve health, how we measure that objectively. You'll get to see some of that in the demo, some of the things we do for screening nerve health, and then see what your next steps might look like with some confidence. So, in short, neuropathy is nerve damage. Okay? It's damage to the nerves that are outside of your brain and spine. Everything in that category is called peripheral. So it's kind of a big basket of stuff. It could present as like the sciatic with one limb. It's most commonly both feet, or one foot or the other. Numbness, tingling. Does that sound familiar? Yeah, it does with your sleep. Drives you nuts. Feels like you're walking on crumpled up socks or stones, or your feet are cold but they're not. Like, does that sound familiar to some of you? Yeah. So I hear that all the time. 20 million people in the U.S. are dealing with this. So you're not alone. There's a lot of people struggling with this stuff. And just to encourage you, you're not broken. You're just dealing with a system issue. On so many levels, that word system could be applied. But we'll just keep it with your body right now. And so we got to figure out what systems are breaking down faster than they can heal. Right? Like what's starting that process? And how do we flip it the other way? So the traditional model, what have they given you so far to manage symptoms? Gabapentin, that's number one. Lyrica, Neurontin, Cymbalta is the most commons. Yep. Essentially medication, right? And that has a place because it can manage symptoms and make make life a little bit more tolerable for a while. But what happens then? Does your dose stay the same? They end up bumping it eventually, right? Like there's side effects with it, so on and so forth. Here's some things I need to tell you that most people are unaware of. And one is gabapentin is an off-label use for the seizure medication. It's an anti-seizure med that's used to manage symptoms of neuropathy. So it's not even designed, or wasn't originally designed for neuropathy. The other key player, and I mean, all that aside, Neurontin actually makes, or gabapentin, all those things, they make the problem worse at its core because they actually end up restricting blood flow to the tissues. And so it might feel a little different because it's blocking the signaling to the brain. But at its heart, it's actually making the tissue more damaged quicker. So you need to be aware of that element.
Is that reversible?
Depending how far damaged the nerve is. We see it reverse a lot. Can't fix all of them. Yeah, good question. So bottom line is, traditional medical model is about symptom management. It's not actually about normalizing or fixing nerve function. Is that fair? Yeah, nerves don't die from a lack of drugs. They die because of lack of nourishment. So let me put it to you simply this way. Little demonstration for you here. This is your nerve cell, and these are the blood vessels that feed the nerve. Okay, so this is what causes neuropathy. We'll answer that one right out of the gates. Everybody put your hand up like that. And if you were to squeeze your hand and choke off the blood supply to that nerve, and let's say we held it there for 15 minutes, what are you going to start to feel in your hand? Numbness, maybe some tingling. What else?
Cramping.
Yeah, cramping. Maybe some weakness over time, right? These neuropathy symptoms. Does it make sense? So what's happening is when you're choking off the blood supply and you're starving that nerve of nutrients, it's going to start telling you. And the way it lets you know that is with all those various symptoms you just mentioned. Does that make sense? So the better question is not, the reason this happens is literally over 100 different conditions, single-spaced, double-sided ream of paper, like there's literally over 100 conditions in the research that create neuropathy. The better question is what reverses it? What actually gets the blood flow back to the nerve to start getting nutrients and oxygen back to the tissue? Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So that's what we're really about is restoring the optimal conditions for the nerve to go to repair and finding out what's triggering it, that it's breaking down quicker than it can fix. Okay, you with me? So that's what we're looking at there. All right. So the goal is to show you natural ways to improve with 50 to 100% improvement. And let's see if we can make that even better. We talked about neuropathy being nerve damage. Let's see if I got my right slide deck here. Yeah. That's just all those various nerves could be involved. We won't belabor that. The big point is nerves are hurting, right? And then what it does is who's dealing with balance problems? Anybody struggling with balance? Or it's in the back of your mind going, I don't know if I should take that flight of stairs, or we gotta watch extra careful for the ice. Confidence is another big one. Sleep. Yeah, sleep. Anybody else dealing with sleep? Like everybody. That's a miserable. If I get a bad night's sleep, I'm a bit of a cranky bear. I don't know about you guys, but I can't imagine night after night and then just what that does to you. I get a heavy heart when I think about that. It's just people not sleeping is a big deal. And then not to mention travel, right? Hobbies, all the fun things are a little less fun or a little less. Right? I see this all the time. Anybody else losing some quality of life because this is messing with you? Yeah. So this is my anniversary trip a couple years ago. We went to the Finger Lakes, and so I flight of the steps. I'm like, oh man, my patients on this side of the fence would not even dare to that, and then so just is connected with that one. Man, so much life gets missed when you have to deal with this stuff day in and day out. And that's what we're here to help change. So again, when we're talking about neuropathy, you hear the things about the symptoms all the time, and you mentioned most of them here. Burning, tingling, numbness, right? This is all the stuff you experience that's keeping you from sleeping and keeping you from enjoying life and the hobbies. But what's underneath that, what's driving that problem, we talked about this, right, is gut health. Over half of your immune system is around your gut. And so if the gut's off or there's stress in the immune system there, when the system is stressed, do you do more relaxing or more of this? Right? Does that make sense? So the more we can do this, the better options and better outcomes we get. Okay? So gut health, we need to pay attention to that. Macronutrients, that's like fats, carbs, and proteins. Okay, in the US, we eat too much of what, typically? Yeah, all the sugars, all the yummy stuff, the carbs, right? That turns into sugar, and sugar and insulin will damage your nerves pretty quickly, even if you're non-diabetic. So that's the macros. Micronutrients, that's like your B12, folic acid, magnesium, lipoic acid, all the various things that your nerves actually need to fire and function and do their job, right? So that needs to be checked as well. Oxygen deprivation, obviously there's a lung condition or something like that, but then that kind of feeds into the sedentary lifestyle. But if you can't get oxygen, remember you're a kid, you're playing around, dunking each other. It was fun for a minute until they held you under too long, and then what happens? Right, you're freaking out. So think about your nerves and your feet. That's what's going on. Okay, they're starting to choke. They're suffocating. And then underlying neurological weaknesses could also be genetic. It could be, I had one gentleman with a gunshot wound in his rear end, and they got the nerve, and couldn't do much with that one. We tried our best, but if the nerve's actually severed or damaged, you can't get that back sometimes. So there can be underlying weaknesses or traumas like that. Does it make sense? But if we can start addressing this side of it and get the roots repaired, then the leaves start to grow green again. But if the plant is withered too much and you change the soil and the sunlight and the water and all that stuff, if the plant's too far gone, are you going to get it back? So the same concept applies to your nerves. If they've been, choked off for so long, there may be a point of no return and you can't get function back in the nerve. And that's what we want to check for to see kind of where you're at, what's possible there. Typically that tipping point is 85%. So if you've lost 85% of your nerve function, which you can feel, or the motor component, the muscle component, that combination of 85% is going to mean that nerve is going to have some permanent damage. If it's less than that, we can typically get a whole lot of function back in that nerve, if not all the way back. All right, 3 primary drivers. So we talked about a lot of the roots, but it boils down to these 3. Circulation and oxygen to the tissue, breakdown in nerve signaling, and chronic inflammation. If we can tackle those 3 things, we're going to get this to happen. And what happens when this happens? You win. Okay? So that's our main job, is discovering which one of these 3 or how much of each of these 3 are we dealing with. How do we solve that and get your body back on the healing path? Okay? If you don't address all these, your symptoms are going to hang out, is basically the bottom line. Okay. So most people are treating neuropathy blindfolded. They have no baseline, no measurements. They might have done like I want to say EKG. That's the heart. The one where they jab the needles in and they measure the EMG. Thank you. It's been a long day. Thanks for helping me out there, Paul. So yeah, where they did, does anybody have an EMG test? So you've had it done. So the good news is that measures motor to the nerve. It does not measure what you feel. There's no machine or computer that tells what you feel or don't feel. Okay? So we run those tests in the office as a physical exam to see what you're able to feel and not feel. And all the different nerve pathways, there's 8 different ones. There's no test on that, but that's what we go through. What does that mean? Things like hot, cold, vibration, all the sensory, what are you able to feel and at what intensity. So we get a baseline and we do measurements on that one. That way we know if things are working. You can't fix what you don't measure, right? So, and most of the time you don't need, unless there's a major motor deficit, which we also see in the exam, you don't need that EMG testing to get that detail. That's usually not a needed test in this context. So what's possible when the root is addressed? We see better balance, pain reduces, sleep improves. We can tell you literally story after story after story. If you want to watch them, I've got some YouTube, clips of people that have gone through the program. If you want to know about that stuff, let me know. I'm not here to, share a bunch of stories to you. The main questions are, though, can neuropathy improve? Answer is yes. I see it every single day. Can yours improve? I don't know, right? Because we need to find out how much damage is there and if you would be a candidate for what we're doing. Is that fair? Does that give you a little bit of hope? Like maybe there's an option that could work. So what is that? How does that work? Briefly, Leroy, I mentioned, he was a painter and had to basically quit his job because he couldn't feel his feet, was unsteady on ladders, and that deal. He got 50% improvement in about 90 days, and it would have been higher, but he's type 2 diabetic, and he wouldn't stop drinking Turkey Hill sweet tea. Okay, that was like his thing. He's like, I'm just not giving it up, Doc. I'm like, okay, it's your feet, it's your rodeo. But I mentioned that because he would have improved even more if he just stopped eating up his nerves. So I say that to let you know, you don't need to be perfect with this. If we can start improving blood flow, reducing inflammation, and restoring that nerve pathway, then you can still make some headway. It just depends on what your goals are. Okay? Elsie balances better. It was so bad, she couldn't even drive, which sounds strange, but her balance center was really goofed up. Her husband would drive her over an hour for her visits, and now we never see her because she's doing awesome. So the goal is, you have way better things to do in your life than be in my office, so I don't want you here, okay? Honestly, the goal is to get you guys support so you know what to do if that's applicable, and then turn you loose, go live your life, okay? Briefly, I could feel my toes for the first time in 5 to 6 years, and this gentleman here, better balance, I can feel my toes. I'm walking. He had that, felt like rocks under his feet all the time, but even when he had regular shoes, there's no rocks in his shoe, obviously. I can feel my feet for the first time in 10 years. So again, just to encourage you, there's people that are winning with this all day long when they were told there's absolutely no hope and you can't regenerate this stuff. We can't save every nerve, but a lot of them can be reawakened. The earlier intervention, obviously, the better outcomes. So if you wait on this, neuropathy doesn't stand still. It's one of those things that continues to progress. So the sooner you do something about it, most of the time that's a better option. And the big picture there is clarity is going to change everything. So we measure it and see where you're at and go with options from there. So what I want to do now is show you a demo. What does this look like? That sounds all great. If we can help it. So let's do this. I want to bring some awareness to your balance, because that's a big deal for my story. If I can share that with you. Has anybody heard about my dad? So I don't make this all about me. It's not about me today. It's about you guys. But this is what drove me to actually put these workshops on. My dad served 2 tours in Vietnam and had Agent Orange exposure. We also have cardiovascular and diabetes, that kind of stuff in the family history. And so, guess what? He's a tough guy. He's been through it, he's seen it, and he's not going to let you know how bad it really is because he can deal with it. But that being said, he started losing his balance. And our neighbor was having a litter of puppies. And so we went up to the garage to get a kennel to help with the whelping box and support the neighbor. As he's coming down the stairs, he lost his balance. And he fell, and he broke his neck. And he was on the steps for over an hour before we knew something was wrong because we thought he was out helping the neighbor. And so my mom called. She's like, "Hey, your dad fell, and we're going to the hospital." And she was in shock, and it's like, really translate, like, this is kind of a big deal. And so part of you is like, nah, something else is going on. I need to go check into this more. So I drove down to the hospital. And I'll never forget when I walk in and they're like, "Doc, we're doing the best we can, but your dad's in traction right now. We're going to, try to get him better, but he's most likely going to be a C5 quad, which means he can use his arms. He had a hard time feeding himself, lost his ability to hug his kids and grandkids, like completely changed our life. He was in a wheelchair for the rest of his days. And that was over a decade ago. So our family has lived through every aspect of this, from, it's not that big a deal, to it completely changed our life. And that's one of the reasons I go, let's measure, let's see how you're doing. Let's actually be proactive. So that's a big part of my story, because I never signed up to school and go, "Oh, you know what I'm going to do is learn how to work on neuropathy," and that was just not how I started out. So you take these pinning points and you learn through them, and then you learn to help other people. Does that make sense? So that's the heart behind this, going like, how do we keep people from living that experience? How do we get them optimizing the life that they have left and really making impact on their families and their communities and the people, like that, making the world a better place that way, especially in these areas where there's no hope. So you're here, take out a pen until we had to cut your foot off. Like, no, there's a better way. Okay, so I like to think we're not pushy. We like to give you education options and let you choose because you're adults. But if we ever seem pushy, it's because I know there's a better way. And if I can help you, you better be as committed as I am. Okay, because I'm not going to let it go. Know that. Is that fair? So all that to say, let's show you what this looks like. So go ahead and stand up for me. We're going to actually do some balance screenings. When we do it in the office, we actually have a force plate that will give you a fall risk. It actually gives you a number for what your risk is for falls, and we can monitor improvement with that. But for this setting, I'm going to stand up, and then I'm going to show you the tests here. And if you're feeling uncomfortable with these, you don't want to do them, fine, no big deal. This is to bring some awareness for you. And I'll show you what they look like, and then we'll do them together as a group. Okay. So at first, feet go together, and don't do this yet, but you'll close your eyes for 10 seconds with your feet as close as you can, and everyone should be able to pass that one. Okay? If that one is a fail, then we got other things going on, okay? But that being said, that's number one. Step 2 then is going to be one knee up, eyes open, 10 seconds. All right? And then step 3 is, guess what?
Both feet up.
Both feet up, exactly. I love it. Yeah, no, it'd be one leg up and eyes closed. Okay, so that's our screening. Rarely do we get to the third one because most people are failing on stage 2. All right, so the thing there would be if your foot touches at all, that's a fail. So if or you're losing balance, you got to touch or stabilize. Hands should go on the hips with that as well. All right, so who's ready to play? All right, here we go. Look at the person beside you. Yeah, good.
I have hips and knees, and I can't lift them.
All right.
I know that.
Yeah. Well, you got to know your limits, but it's also good to know where are we at and can we improve it, right? That's the other question is, where are we at and can we make headway? That being said, look at the person beside you and say, "I got your back." We haven't had anybody fall in these workshops in over 2 years. And tonight's not going to be the first one, okay? So here we go. Let's bring feet together. Hands are going on the hips. And when I say go, close your eyes. We'll go for 10 seconds. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Close your eyes. And that's about 10. Nobody fell over. Good job. If 10 is I'm perfectly balanced, I can do that all day long. And 0 is I'm about to fall over. Who was around a 5 or better? So pretty good on that one, Paul?
It felt wobbly.
Yeah, it felt wobbly, but you were pretty solid. And the rest of you were less than 5, like a little.
Oh no, I was over.
Okay, I missed your hands then. So better than 5 on that. good, and the others were like, that was not real fun. Don't like that one. Okay. And so with that group, typically what I see is cerebellum's a little bit more of an issue. So there's other brain-based things we need to be looking at, as well as it just brings that deeper fear on. Like, can I really manage this, terrain or staircase or what have you? Right? It's always in the back of your mind of, am I stable on my feet? And that just wears on you over time, right? Like, man. So next one, you guys ready? Hands are going on the hips. Keep them here. If you're doing this, that's a fail. And if the foot touches, it's a fail. Okay, so on 3, when you're ready, on your strongest leg, we're going to lift that up for 10, eyes open. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and bring that knee up. Good try, John, with the chair. Yeah. Okay. We got some show-offs in the back. That's awesome. Good job, guys. Way to fight with it, Brian. Yeah, Bradley's still going. Awesome. You can rest that leg down. Good job. Because I think we had 1, maybe 2 past that one. We're going to skip the last one for the sake of time tonight. Did that bring some awareness to where your balance was at? Was it anybody?
I knew where it was.
You knew where it was?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anybody better than they thought it was? Now, who was like, I was right where I expected to be? Most of you, and some it's worse. You're like, oh, that's a little worse than I thought. Yeah, okay, all right. So awareness, that's all we're going for on that one. You guys can have a seat. Thanks for playing. So now, the next question I want to ask is, who's had neuropathy for a while now, and they're noticing it getting worse, like it's progressing, and it's really starting to mess with some of your quality of life. Like you're going, yeah. Who's got it?
Well, I have stage 4 metastatic pancreatic cancer.
Got it. Bradley, I am sorry. That's
yeah. I appreciate it. And I was supposed to be here last week, but I had major surgery to cut my pancreas out, most of my liver.
a week ago. Or no, before that.
I
was like, man, you bounced back quick. It was a week ago. Okay.
But no, a week ago I was supposed to come to you.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But I think, like, I have new issues, balance, stuff like that. I'm trying to figure out how to cope with the neuropathy in my fingers and my toes that I believe I'm getting from chemo.
Absolutely. Chemo is one of the main drivers for neuropathy. It's a known side effect.
They used to give me oxaliplatin.
Yeah.
And they stopped it. And they said that was a huge cause of neuropathy.
Right.
And they stopped it at the end of October. And it hasn't done nothing.
Got it. Right. Your body's in a big it's trying to heal the best it can, and all of its resources for energy are being used for other areas that are vital for survival. And the neuropathy, does that make sense? Like, you can live without arms and legs, but you can't live without all the important stuff inside. And so your body's going to prioritize where the healing energy goes based on what is needed for survival. And that's why, even though it stopped it months ago, it's still progressed, or it hasn't changed yet. I will say, now obviously that's a more advanced case, but chemotherapy-induced ones are sometimes the easier ones to treat. Okay, in terms of that would be a deeper discussion, with all the other things you got going on. But the chemo ones are actually a little easier to work on in a lot of cases. I can't say yours for sure, but generally, yeah.
I mean, when he stopped it, it was only in my fingers.
And then it progressed
to my toes.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that for sure, but that is a known side effect. And then we have to talk about like how much is there. There's a lot of questions to answer, but I'm not out of options or hope in that scenario. Yeah, so that's worth a deeper conversation. That being said, you won't be our demo today because that's a little more complex than we want to play with at the moment. So Who's had yeah, so you were having balance challenges. You got some balance challenges going. Who's had it for more than like 10 years? More than 10? Close in that neighborhood? Years not so long? Okay, that's a good thing. Wow, 10 years. So let's do, okay. Let's do rock, paper, scissors. That's how we solve this one. Right? Got to pick somebody. Let you guys do it. So remember that when you were kids? Rock, paper, scissors? Yeah. You guys want to play a little, have a little fun?
I don't remember.
Okay. That happens more than you would believe, actually. So it's rock, paper, and scissors. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Remember that?
Yeah, but what beats what? Paper,
Paper,
scissors
rock.
cut paper.
Scissors cut paper, rock beats up scissors, and paper covers rock. Okay, I'll guide
I
you
could
through
never
it.
remember that.
I gotcha. Okay, this is kind of how we play with this. This is my own little thing. So humor me, and we'll pick a winner and then get this thing on the road. Ready? So Paul, you want to join us? So, and I missed your name. Craig and Will. Okay, awesome. Ready? 1, 2, 3, shoot. Okay, so you beat Will, and actually, there you go. Craig's the winner. That easy, right? Rock beats scissors. Thanks for playing. Craig, come on up here. Nothing's going to hurt today. That's the main thing people are like, what's going to hurt? No, it's not going to hurt.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, fire away.
I have a lot of health issues.
Uh-huh.
Stage 3 chronic kidney disease. I've had hepatitis C for 30 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
I just did the medicine for that.
Yeah.
I'm hepatitis free, but I have chronic thyroid disease.
Mm-hmm.
Is what you just explained to this man here
Yeah.
is that, it's the body is
Yeah.
selecting. So feel like I'm running up the down escalator.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
I got hung up on this social media with all this clickbait about
Sure.
the Japanese hack and I'm just trying to find, my biggest dilemma right now is sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I have electric lightning bolts coming out of my toes at night.
Mm.
It's just insane.
Yeah.
They're my feet feel like clubs. So I don't know if with these other health issues that I can feel my liver right now. I'm on this side of a list,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I just wonder if I'm just spinning my wheels.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking for fairy dust. You selling some?
We're all out of fairy dust, but we might have something else that could work.
Well, one thing you said was the sugar. This is like
Yeah.
this. This is like 50% sugar.
Right.
I started on green tea and then I went to citrus because citrus is good until I read this fine print.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
if you take nothing else home today, lose all the sugar in your life. It's just gonna make you better.
Well, everything I'm not supposed to eat, you can find in my kitchen.
Got it.
Processed meats. I mean, they got no salt.
Yeah. So I mean, with all that going on, again, that's a deeper conversation. It's worth having because we help a lot of people with a lot of chronic things. But yeah, for the moment, I don't know yet. That's worth exploring to see what's possible. Let me just show you what this looks like so that the rest of you can get an idea of like, is this for me or not? Balance. If we can improve that a little bit, that'd be useful. And to do that, we're going to check stability in the nervous system. We're also going to look for leg strength to see what's working and what's not. Then we're going to do some non-invasive therapies where we're going to add, it's not really treatment right now, we're just adding energy to see if his body can respond and actually get more function back into the nerves. And we'll see that in real time in a few minutes. It either worked or it didn't. Fair? So that's what we're going to be doing. Nothing's going to hurt. You know, any wires, no pacemakers, something like that in there. Awesome. Then we're good.
Screws and bolts.
That doesn't matter. Screws and bolts are fine. Yep, titanium's fine as long as we're not wires, we're in good shape. All right, you're going to stand right here for me. And we're just going to check some things here. So hands out of the pocket. I'm going to check range of motion. Sometimes we see shoulder related. It's not, it's just easier to check in this context for motion and other things to measure here. Let this relax completely, and just see if this wants to move. And so he's, you know, you have a shoulder problem at all?
Yep.
Okay, not that he's aware of, but that's almost a frozen shoulder. Doesn't move. Let's see about this one here. Let that relax all the way. Yeah, that one's kind of jammed. Any shoulder problems on that side that you're aware of? Nothing. No.
He just doesn't have any reason to put his hands up that far.
Yeah, no reason to put the hands up.
I
Yeah.
had a stroke on that side.
Stroke on the left side.
Meningitis twice, or on this side. 2 hip replacements.
We should have been Will. So let's see. Okay, but this is great, right? You see, we're not making this up. It's like, you know. So, but that tells me instantly we have to work on brain for him too. We can't just ignore it. Oh, let's work on the feet. That's where we're gonna miss this. So we gotta look at the whole body as an integral part, right? All that aside, balance. Let's check that one. Simply, I'm gonna check you forward and back this way and side this side.
Okay.
All right. So when we're upright, if you're gonna fall, which way do you want to fall? Forward or backward? Right. You want to go this way, get yourself, right? Nobody wants to go, that's like the worst. So typically, the front ones are strong. So let's see how that's doing. Let's have you lean into my hand here, Craig. I'm going to push back. Don't let me push you backwards. Yeah, so you can, actually, no, you can't. That didn't work. You notice that? Yes, totally. One more time, lean in my hand. Yeah, so he's leaning, but he can't. Like, that's not happy. Let's go backwards. I got you here. You're not falling. I promise you. Push back in my hand. Yeah. So you can't do that one either. I'm pushing this hard. Like I'm not shoving them. I'm just adding a little pressure. Lean into my hand here. So that one's okay. Okay. Now this doesn't surprise you with stroke, right? Your whole nervous system gets discombobulated. Lean into me here.
That's all you're
Yeah,
getting.
that's all he's getting. Left side is like 0. All right. So I don't know if we're going to get balance back with this guy having a stroke in like, you know, a few minutes of some energy. Is that going to do the trick or not? We'll find out. But let's see what we get. You ready? I'm going to have you sit in the chair here for me.
If I leave here with the same balance I had when I came in, I'll be happy.
All right, let's see, because we need leg muscles to stabilize, right? So we're going to check muscle the front of the leg, back of the leg, and calves as our main supporters. We're standing besides glutes, and we're going to see what's working and what's not. All right? So take your knee and raise it up in my hand here.
That's all you're getting.
That's all it goes?
Yeah, that's the right, the 2 total hips. And
2 total hips.
On the same side.
yes, I lost mine at 6 weeks old with spinal meningitis. They pulled
Wow.
the socket out. And they just found out I had the stroke. Now I have hydrocephalus. They were going to cut me from ear to ear and put shunts in, but one doctor said, I'm afraid it will get worse if we did that, if you had that since you were 6 weeks old.
Wow.
So we are a new chapter in the New England Medical Journal.
Right? Exactly. Okay. Well, good.
I've been to 88 doctors since.
88, so I'm like 89 or something in there. That's not too bad. My average is about 6 or 7 before they come see me. So 88, that's all right. Pull your heel back for me there, Greg. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, give me all you got. Pull that back. He's got some strength, but it doesn't hold. Right? Can you raise your ankle up or heel on the floor and toes up? Yeah, let the knee go. Relax. Just hold that foot there. Yeah, so there's not much in that extensor. Like he can't hold his foot up like that very well. Let's try the right side.
Okay.
Can you raise that knee straight up in the air? Yeah, that one works fine. I'm going to push on it. Don't let me. That's all right. Drop that down, heel on the floor. Pull the heel back before me. We'll check out the hamstring. That one's all right. And then heel on the floor again. Keep your toes up. And that one's also a little mushy. Pain with that at all? But it starts to give. You can move it if you want to see, like, feel free to move around. But yeah, so he's starting to lose some of that. This is when you get concerned about tripping over curbs and steps and things like that. Or when the foot starts to fail like that. So we're seeing right leg's decent, quad's okay, hamstring's okay. He's losing that toe extensor. The left side needs a lot of help. And
Yeah, I've had 5 hernia operations and that's
on the left side as well.
Yeah.
So he's had a little bit of trauma over there. All right. Doc, are you catching some of this? I picked a real fun one for us today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is good stuff. So this is Dr. Midgley, Dr. Jeff, brilliant clinician. I am so blessed to have him on the team. He's going to be applying a couple different, really, technology. We're not really treating at this point. We're adding energy to the body. Okay, so light energy is a big help, and we're going to be applying that. We're going to be applying vibration therapy, real gentle. Maybe a minute on that one. So with his brain with the stroke, we got to be a little, some kid gloves on this one. We're gonna see what we get. All right. And then we'll do some digital electrotherapeutics. Bottom line is, what were the three things you guys remember? What are the drivers?
Circulation.
Yep, circulation, inflammation, right, and nerve conduction. Those are our three. So these therapies are designed to start working on all three of those simultaneously. Are you tracking with me? Okay. So let's.
Shoes and socks. Is it possible? to
Oh yeah,
take
great
those off?
idea. Let's take socks off, shoes off. I'll help you here too. Gotcha.
That sock I can't take off.
That's okay. We gotcha. I'll help you with that one too. There we go.
All right, let's tuck these behind your back here. There we go. Good. Relax all the way down. Come on back.
And let me see if I can find. No, if I do that, I'm going to break the slideshow. So I'll just tell you what's going on here.
Is it better to do that with water? I've been told it's better to
Yeah.
wash your feet in water and
Why would that work better?
cover more surface.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. In this demo context, that's a little harder to do and messier, but he's absolutely right. You get more coverage. Where do you see that before, Paul?
What's
I
that?
just wonder where you learned about that before.
A competitor.
Okay. Yeah, a competitor.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, I probably know him.
will.
Yeah, I probably know him pretty well. Mhm.
Now, if you're a pacemaker, you use all that electronic stuff.
My humble opinion, yes. If we're away from the heart, if you're treating hands, you got a pacemaker, I'd say no. Some cardiologists say no. Depends on what your risk tolerance is. I've never seen a problem with it. I've been doing this for a decade.
How about things like this? Which is a bone is supposed to stimulate bone growth, the bone breaking back. They told me they're disconnected, but
If there's no
What's their
active, it's fine if wires
Supposed to be
are
a
in
high
there, but
frequency.
as long as there's no active battery going. Does that make sense? So like if you have a pacemaker, you don't want to get other signals going through that. If you can turn it off, it's fine because then you're not getting competing signals. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yep.
I have to open up my chest to take the batteries out before I turn it off.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
I wouldn't recommend that.
Yeah. That's usually not our first go-to, but it's also not
I
a
just
deal
got new
breaker. Like,
batteries.
there's a bunch of options that we have that because you're not in that sort of scenario. It's like, what do you do? So you got to get creative and you figure out other solutions, and we have other options. So it's not like you can't do that.
It's like when you go through security at the airport, you can't do that.
Right. Yeah. So with that in mind too, other things that are often useful depending on what's going on, right? So most people are going to need their batteries recharged. Okay. So think about that. When your cell phone dies, what do? You plug it in, literally get more electrons into the thing and fill up the battery. This is pulse electromagnetic field. It literally recharges, like putting your phone on the induction charger, it charges your battery back up. Okay, so every cell in the body gets better when there's more energy in it. It also has blood flow, circulation, all the things we're trying to do with neuropathy, this accomplishes. Okay, outcomes then are better blood flow, so on. You get better balance, better nerve function. You get the idea, right? Same thing with all these. Why are we working on Craig's head with light? Why would that be? He mentioned the stroke, and his left side doesn't work. So the right side of the brain controls the left side of the body. We're adding some energy into that tissue that's been, having a hard day. Okay, yeah. Speaking of competitors, I like to think about his colleagues because really we're helping people that, but I hear what you're saying. There's different technology out there in terms of what's used for a home care. And there's one that, even 2-3 years ago, it was 30 minutes per leg or 30 minutes per hand, twice a day. Like, who likes to commit 2 hours a day? So compliance was difficult. It worked, but you had to be super committed to do the job. So with this stuff, we can get it done in like 5 minutes, per leg, and that's a generous dose.
That's infrared.
It is a mixture of red and infrared. You get both, but the amount of energy coming out of that in a short time span, it was equal to or greater than what they were using with the other old boot. So it's like no brainer, save time all day long, compliance goes up, easier to use, and it's a game changer. So that's that. So conceptually, what are we doing? Adding energy with light. We're adding vibration, which helps balance nerves in the brain. Also improves circulation. Who's pushed a hand mower before? All right? What happens to your hands after a while? They start going numb and tingling. That's the wrong vibration going in. You get the right vibration in, good vibes, brings good blood flow. Good blood flow does this, right, instead of this. Yeah. How we doing, Doc?
Good. 2 more minutes.
Awesome.
That way we don't do too much today.
Yeah, that's big. Knowing your threshold is important, right? Like,
Is it registering somewhere?
brain.
No, I mean,
What's the question?
Setting.
well, he knows the results of what he's testing there. Is that?
Oh, sure. He just has a better. He's
I
got
want to do 1 minute on this foot and then 1 minute on that foot. That's where I got 2 minutes.
I know that.
Yeah.
Are you reading the
No.
results of it somewhere?
No.
There's nothing that.
just purely time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, like time dose. What I'm trying to say. Amount of time in the light is what.
So it's not giving you, I think his question is, it's not giving
Right,
you
there's no
feedback as far as
reading,
nerve
no.
conduction or
Right,
whatever.
exactly.
Yeah, no,
Whatever.
that would be great. But that's where we do the follow up exam and see like what changed or what didn't change. Yeah, give us some ideas on a guide and support. Yeah. So the other one is the wires, like you mentioned, the foot bath is a better option. It is. This one retrains the nerve signaling, and there are actually settings we can use to help support rehab for a stroke as well on that. But for this context, we're getting the nerve flow from one foot to the other and the relay through the spine. It's going from one foot up the other one, down the other leg. Does that make sense? So we're connecting the neurology in the legs back to the brain with signals.
Is it true foot neuropathy? They're telling me it's feet up, yours is feet up and back down. That makes sense? I was told by another neurologist that your problem in your feet is originating in your back. Now, if we fix your back, which they can't fix, that should
Depends on the
that should
case.
not be eliminated,
Right,
but it should
so-
be minimized.
A lot of people have a conglomeration of issues.
Right.
So, for example, if you have a blood flow problem, that's not primarily spinal. Does that make sense?
Yep.
But if you have a bulging disc and blood flow or diabetes, now you've got two complicating issues making it even worse.
So it's two
Exactly. Two
issues.
different, right.
Two issues causing the same thing.
Right. But that's why we're looking for blood flow, nerve flow, and inflammation And we're going to have to figure out which of those 2 or 3 is it. All 3. Most people have a little bit of all 3 or one. Does that make sense? So yeah, we have to figure out what's driving that, what combination, and then that'll help dictate what therapies are supported and needed in that arena. Does that make sense?
Is he cured? Is he cured?
I don't know yet. Let's find out. Yeah. So, how you doing? Was that easy?
It was easy, yeah.
You're feeling terrible though? Tell me more about that. What's terrible?
The groin where the hernias were, it's just throbbing.
Throbbing.
But it was doing that before you did it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It just throbs constantly like a major toothache.
Ouch.
The only time it don't is when I'm sleeping. As soon as I wake up to go to the bathroom like 2 in the morning,
Uh-huh.
I'm done sleeping because it just throbs the rest of the day.
Oh my gosh.
And I mean throbbing.
Okay.
And I was doing Oxycontin, oxycodone, medical marijuana, and I just quit them because they're not. And then I'm like a dope the rest of the day, and
Right.
so
Yeah.
I just stopped because I thought I'd just have to live with it.
So what did you use here? Is that a chemical problem?
Just masking.
He's tried all the chemistry, it didn't work. It's not a chemical problem. There's something else going on with that. All right. Anyway, sometimes we like to think a little deeper, a little differently, and not just, yeah. All right, I'm not going to belabor Craig here. Let's see what we got. Can you bring your heel on the floor and toes up for me again? And the knee, and just, I want to see that the foot's got any more stability in it.
What's it?
Rest the knee down, heel on the floor, toes up. Awesome. Keep that up for me. Don't push on it. What do you notice there?
Hurts the groin more here.
Okay. What did you notice with the foot? Did it move? Did your foot move?
I don't know.
What do you guys see?
I can't see it.
Oh, you can see
Stronger
it
than it
moved.
was.
It was way stronger. Bring that up again. Hold that up. Now he's noticing symptoms here because that's like,
Mhm.
but the neurology here changed big time. Hold that up again. It's not perfect, but it's way sturdier. Pull that heel back. Bend the knee back. What about that one?
Hurt there, and that hurt the hip a little.
I'm not looking for pain. I'm looking
Oh.
for what happened to your leg.
I-
I want the pain gone. Don't
Oh, I
get
thought
me
you
wrong.
wanted to know about.
Yeah. So I'm wondering more about like the functionality. Because right now I'm trying to stay like balance more than make the pain go away right now. As much as that would be amazing. Let's be honest, if I take a minute. Did you notice what happened to that hamstring? Right? So at first he said that's all you get. Now pull back. And I'm pulling on that thing, it's not going anywhere. That's a big neurological change. Did you notice what I'm feeling now? Are you seeing the same? Now this might hurt too, but bring the knee up for me. I'm curious.
So we're getting.
That's all we get because of the pain?
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm not going to belabor that one if it's hurting. Let's try the other side. We had the heel on the floor.
Mhm.
That one was weak. The other two were decent, if I'm remembering right. Let's try that again. Bring your heel on the floor. Yeah, I'm going to push down. Don't let me push. What'd you notice there?
Didn't go down.
Didn't go down. Better than before. So what we're seeing is his body is able to respond positively when we start giving it more energy and moving the right way.
How long does that last?
Great question. I don't know. I don't know yet. I have seen it last at least 2 weeks, just from the demo. Right, and this isn't even a full treatment. So at home, if it's a case we can help, typically it's about 30 minutes twice a day for at-home use. And then we can figure out what equipment would be needed to make that supportive to benefit that. So if you can do that, let's say 90 days from now, and you're giving the nerve the energy it needs to heal up again, you can see why we're making headway, because we're getting the blood flow back, we're starting to get the nerve to fire again, and actually the body is starting to recover. Does that make sense? So that's how we think differently, that's how we apply physics differently to actually get the body to respond the way it was designed to. Is that, yeah? Let's try balance, because that was our first go around. Did everybody put your socks and shoes on? Then we'll measure the same way we started with socks and shoes on. You don't have a right and left, do you?
No.
Okay. Sometimes they do.
Just the right and left shoe.
Right and left shoe. That's fair. There we go.
Now, he saw that improvement just from the vibration or both?
It's the synergy of all of it. In other
So
words,
this
we
one,
did.
obviously, he's working on the brain, it's giving the body a different
We worked
signal
on-
than it's giving the body.
So we're stimulating with vibration. It's firing the nerve. Okay, we're activating the nerve, and then we're giving it light energy, which creates more energy, like literally ATP or chemical energy for the brain to heal and the nerves to heal. And we start to see the firing kick on. Well, like you saw, almost immediately.
How much more does red give you than just playing with the red, you know?
Different wavelengths are going to affect things differently. Infrared typically does deeper into the body. Is that okay on the sock?
Red's more surface.
Red, it's kind of a balancer. And then infrared does penetrate deeper than red does.
Because they don't do that.
Who's-
They do strictly infrared.
Oh,
The boot and the cap.
got it. Yeah.
I just touch your
Sure you
shoulder.
can. Yeah, you're good, man.
Okay.
How's that?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
All right, what do you notice standing up? Don't go anywhere yet. We're going to recheck our range of motion and other stuff. We're almost done.
Okay.
What do you notice with just standing here? What do you just aware of? Wobbly?
I feel wobbly.
More wobbly than before? Different?
About the same.
About the same? Okay. I'm going to check that sway. If you're okay with that?
Mhm.
I'm going to lean back in my hand here. Yeah. What do you notice now, though? I'm shoving him. He's not. No, I can push him, but that's not my goal. I'm just like, can he actually resist that? That's a different experience. Leaning forward when you're ready. Okay, that one's still mushy. Okay, we didn't fix that guy. Lean toward me. Okay, that one was okay to begin with. You had one, so now we still have. We got back. We got right. Leaning left. And he can do something now. Like, it's not perfect, but he can do something. That's different, right? That's pretty cool. Let's check range of motion here, Craig. Let that relax for me, nice and heavy. Yeah. What? Notice that one's like at 90 before, and we didn't fix the shoulder, but that's way better. Let this go look nice and easy. Wow. Hear that crunch? Your shoulder hasn't moved like that in probably 20 years, buddy. That's unbelievable. That actually surprised me more than the rest of it. And we're not even treating shoulder, right? What do? We give his body energy. It's starting to charge the batteries up and saying, thank you, where's that been all my life? And his body's starting to recover like right in front of your eyes. Do we do PT? Do we do 6 weeks of stretching? Do we do? No. Has anybody seen a neurological change that quick before? That's what we do. That's why we win. Okay? Craig, thanks for playing, buddy.
He wasn't a paid actor.
He wasn't a paid actor because he's limping. That's,
Yeah, right.
that's hurting him, man.
Right.
Yeah, I wish I could
No,
snap
that
my
leg's
fingers and
a
make
quarter
that
inch
work.
shorter than the other one from the meningitis.
Oh, just a quarter inch?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
We went from the $1 million man to the $2 million.
To the
There you go. He's aiming for the 6.
Mm-hmm. Is that helpful to see, like in real time, what's going on there? Okay. So, yeah, this is not about signing up for care. This is actually about getting, figuring that question out. Can your body recover and how much? That's the question we're trying to answer. That's our first step. From there, we have our discovery day or exam day, and we go through, we measure nerve damage. We measure circulation and oxygen delivery. We measure balance and fall risk. We figure out your primary driver or the combination. Is it blood flow? Is it inflammation? Is it nerve conduction? Right? And then we know if improvement is realistic and what to expect in your case. Is that fair? No guessing. Again, no pressures, just trying to get you answers. Normally, this is going to include your one-on-one consult, comprehensive neurological exam, advanced diagnostics, where we check the blood flow and all that in office. And then you have our report of findings that go over everything that we discovered and your options with that. Total value is $875 for both of those visits and all the testing. Okay. Common questions answered. Insurance manages your symptoms. It will not cover neuropathy treatment. It just doesn't. Neuropathy is considered, well, Medicare guidelines basically say if it's designed to improve your quality of life, they're not going to cover it. It's a broken system. I won't get into all that stuff, but just so you're aware, we're not hiding anything. It's going to be out of pocket.
After that, you would say, hey, here's where I feel you're at, and then you quote a price as far as, I mean, the 875 is the preliminary,
Yeah, that gives us answers.
gives you a baseline.
Right. That gives us answers and options. And then we go, what are your
What do we need
goals?
to do?
What, are you wanting to run a marathon? That's different than, am I just trying to get a few more years of life out of this? Like, am I trying to walk? And then what does that look like? So every plan we do is individualized and customized. We're not a, whatever. We're people, right? We're just people helping people.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When I took the, it's called Maverick for the Hep C,
Mm-hmm.
Medicare denied $46,000. And my doctor called him up and explained how severe
Yeah.
everything was. And
Yeah.
they reversed their ruling and they gave it to you. Is that
Nice.
possible with this?
I wish. I've tried numerous times. Colleagues around the country have tried numerous times. We've gotten basically zero success with Medicare.
I called
so
my
many
insurance
people-
company and they told me that they won't cover it. The only thing they'll cover is the spine.
Right. Yep.
That's all they'll cover.
If you need a chiropractic adjustment, in my office, that's the only thing that Medicare is going to pick up. They won't even cover the exam. They mandate it, but they won't pick it up.
So you can
Just-
do a decompression would be covered with any of what you just did
Decompression
this
actually would
time.
not be. It's got to be
Oh, really?
by hand. Yeah, and that's in the Medicare world. If other insurances might pick up that sort of thing, but again, just know that we're going to do whatever we can within your means and funds available to support you. So we never turn anybody away for that reason. If we can help you even a little bit, that's our goal. That's our heart. Okay. Some people want to do all of it. Some people want to do a little bit of it. Again, whatever your goals are, that's what we're here to support. Okay. But that's the insurance thing, just to be straightforward with you. But basically, it saves time, money, frustration. Then you're not guessing. You know what's going on, and you know what your options are. Okay. Assessment takes about an hour, and then depending on how damaged the nerve is, can take up to 2 years to get max recovery for what that nerve couldn't get back. A lot of times it's a lot quicker than that, but that can give you the upper end for what's because nerves grow back pretty slowly, right? Yeah, so that's that piece. 2 paths, keep managing symptoms, all the stuff. Maybe next year. I hear that one all the time. Don't wait, man. Don't wait. Let's figure out where you're at and what can be done. Get you guys a clear plan to move forward on that. And looks like I either skipped a slide or I'm done. Yeah. So simply put, in here today, we got certain first available appointments. We don't go, oh, you have to sign up right now or you don't get the deal. That's like, nobody likes that. But I will tell you, for being here, spending time with us and learning about this, we're doing everything for $297, both visits, for $297 instead of the $875. When those first available spots are, I can't create time, right? So yeah, if you call us and say, hey, I was in your workshop, we're gonna honor that. Like, we're not, and you really want to get better and get some help, love it. Let's figure it out. Okay, obviously, the schedule availability is what it is. I can't do that, but for the spots we got there, if that's for you, let's go figure this out.
After the first 2 consults,
Yeah.
is there any kind of range as what it's going to cost you? after that?
Yeah, I will get averages, and for several of the just what I like the 4 complicated, at least that I know of, cases in the room, these may not really apply. So I'm risking myself, shooting myself with the foot on this, but I will say that on the low end, we've got plans that would start in the maybe $100 to $200 a month range, can be like 2,000-ish would be a starting point, and that can go all the way up. I mean, we have some cases that are 30, 40K because they want their life back and they are committed to get everything we got, and that's over a year's worth of care. Like, so I'm just giving you a super wide range. Most people are on the, mid to low end of that.
What's your opinion on stem injections or P?
Yeah, stem cell.
PRP.
PRP, stem cell, they're different technologies.
Can they be?
They can be helpful and supportive depending on what you're doing. PRP for neuropathy, I have not seen to be massively helpful. And stem cell in most cases is cart before the horse, because if you don't have blood flow, I mean, yes, the stem cells can start to boost that, but it's not actually. Yeah, I think that's a more beneficial thing. Once blood flow has been established a little better, you get more results from stem cells.
But you don't do that.
We do not do injections here, no. I'm not against them. I just think a lot of times they're, like I said, cart before the horse. We do have soft wave, if you're familiar with that at all. It basically looks like a ultrasound wand, and it can be used on joints and anything musculoskeletal. It's absolute home run. They've got all over the Olympics right now. Eagles have at least 2 in their locker room. That being said,
Put a soft hat on it that you roll over on.
Yeah.
Deodorant kind of a theory.
Similar idea. We use that on the feet, gets blood flow back, and it does stimulate the stem cell, your own stem cells. Instead of injecting stem cells, it stimulates your body's own stem cells. So that's one we see a lot with neuropathy as well. That's helpful.
Is anybody in the room on gabapentin?
Yeah.
I
Was?
didn't help, so
How much?
I don't remember because I've been dealing with this 30 years.
Are you on it now?
Yeah.
How much?
I take, I'm supposed to take like 500, I think it's 500 in the middle of the bed, then 2 before bed, so 1,500.
Is it true that gabapentin can cause or contribute to
Yeah,
dementia?
dementia. The way it contributes is the same way it damages the neuropathy and the feet more. So again, it's restricting blood flow. It's actually causing more of that problem, which then is going to lead to possible dementia.
Yeah, but if you read the side effects of every medication you take, you're
They're
gonna
worse
die.
than what you're taking it
Yeah,
for.
exactly. Yeah. So I mean,
I mean, that's one of my main goals. It's like my mother died of dementia, and I go over and see those guys. And I've been to a neurosurgeon, I've been to a vascular guy here. The doctor I had for him moved to Delaware, then came back. The vascular guy said, how much gabapentin are you taking? I said, at the time, I was only taking 2,400 milligrams a day. He said, you can take as much as 3,000. So what did I do? I've been taking 3,000 milligrams for probably 5 years. And I'm noticing, and again, it could be old age, but I'm noticing, it's like I would meet you,
yeah.
and then we'd have a nice talk in here, and I'd see you out in public, and I wouldn't be able to remember your first name. Is that gabapentin induced, or is that old age? But I find it's like, and I don't
There's only one way to figure that out.
keep taking it.
Stop taking it.
I
Or
can't handle
double
the
it.
pain.
Yeah.
I don't think it does anything for my pain. I
And
take it.
over there, the guys at Hershey said, I didn't really, I guess I told them, but they're going to do their thing in hopes of, I'm trying to wean myself off it already.
Yeah.
And I'm down probably 600 milligrams a day. The pain is bearable. But, all it does is it masks it. It just, it's like,
Well, that's all.
I feel
most
great
of
at
this
night.
stuff
You
does.
almost feel like you're freaking stoned, and you take 1,200 milligrams for bed, and it's like, but you wake up in the morning, and it's like, there it is again.
Yeah.
So it's like you're just feeding the monster. You're
Did you ever
just
take
masking.
Cymbalta?
Yeah.
Didn't do anything for me.
Then, as I said, a girlfriend of mine, she's a registered nurse. She had chemo, the neuropathy, and they had her on Lyrica, and she stopped taking that. And then she told me that the Cymbalta really helped with
My
her
neurologist
neuropathy.
said, I said, is there anything else I can take other than gabapentin? He said, Neuropathy.
Okay.
He said, that's a med that's been out for 50 years. I took that for like 2 weeks with the gabapentin, and it was like, I mean, I don't know, maybe it was my imagination, but all the symptoms that started initially came back again taking that Neuropathy. I mean, I'm talking severe burning in the thighs. So I just said, screw it. I'm not going to take it anymore.
Yeah, get me on that one.
I mean, I'm just asking, is there any, I mean, the people that you have come in here, I mean,
I don't see much of nortriptyline. It's mostly gabapentin, Neurontin, Zippolic.
have they been able to reduce their daily dosage?
Mostly, yes. Yep. That's one of the more common things you see, actually. Even if the sensory is a lot better, like, I'm off my meds and I'm not any worse. That's
right.
So yeah, if we can stop the progression, that's a win. You know, like, so depending again what your goals are and what all's going on. I mean, we've seen some complex stuff, and we have got other tools that we haven't really talked about in this context where we can really address a whole host of other situations. So we'll maybe like you might be coming here going, "Oh, neuropathy is really bothering me. I'm going to tackle that." We've got solutions for a lot of other things that contribute to why that's developing in the first place, and so we can have those conversations. We'll figure out what we need to. But I don't want to belabor, you know, all that.
Monopolize.
Oh no, it's fine. It's just like these are real life questions, right? Like we learn from each other. Question, yeah.
Do you see a lot of people coming in that is going to be on long-term chemo? He's obviously going to be long-term.
Right.
Is it beneficial?
With that, again, what are goals? Right? What kind of outcomes are we trying to accomplish? Is it right? Live. Yeah. Yeah. With what you have going on, I don't know, man. I can't. I don't want to just like plot, you know what I mean? But I will say, the patients we have seen that are on, like they're on chemo currently, is typically supportive until they can reduce or eliminate the need for chemo, because it's obviously they keep poisoning over and over and over again, which but we can reduce slow progression or help life be more tolerable in the meantime. That's common. Yeah, good question. All right. Any other questions for me on anything we covered today? If you have a specific personal question, I'll be hanging out for a minute or two while we're wrapping things up. Otherwise, I will say, did you learn something valuable? You saw something pretty cool today?
Yeah.
That was amazing, just what we got to do with Craig. So, I would just invite you. Let's figure this out. First step is the exam. Grab one. Let's go to work. If we can help you, we will. If we can't, we're not going to blow smoke. We'll tell you how it is. Okay? Thanks for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Love each and every one of you.
Let me ask you.
Yes, sir.
Now, I have caught my feet, okay, my toes. I can still feel them most of the time. They're just tingling.
Yeah.
I don't have severe pain like a lot of others.
Right.
But now, like February a year ago, all of a sudden I had pain in my knees, my hips, my shoulders. Okay.
Right.
And I went to the doctor, and they found I have a degenerative disc in my back. And then I got a pain in my, like, right here. I don't know why it's over here. My back's over here, but this pain's in here.
Yeah.
But anyway, then I went to a pain management place. And they looked at my x-rays and said, "Oh, you have a dendritic. The rest probably arthritis." I said, "Now, how can I wake up in February and my shoulders, my knees, and my hips hurt, and all of a sudden I have arthritis? How did it just appear?" I mean, I played golf the last summer, and then in February, my knee, and then when I called, like, I won't mention the hospital, but anyway, I told them about my pain, and then they said, okay. So 2 months later, I got a call from the orthopedist. Understanding you have problems with your hips. my hips, my knees, and my shoulders. Well, that requires 3 separate doctors.
Right.
And that means I have to go 3 times for x-rays, 3 times I have to pay a copay, and then plus I have to pay 3 doctors. And it took you 2 months to even give me a call
Right.
concerning my pain. So I don't know, could that have,
Well, I mean, in my
Come
experience, if it's all the joints, suddenly it's typically viral or some immune related component. Yeah, that's in
now my shoulders have, they've improved. They were so bad at the point I couldn't reach over and pull the covers over or anything. I mean,
okay.
that's how bad they were.
Yeah.
I couldn't wring my washcloth out when I took a shower. My knees and my hips.
Yeah.
That's why he said stand on one leg. Well, my knees and hips won't take me on one leg.
Yes.
I know that.
Okay.
I got on the floor today to get my dog's ball out from underneath.
Yeah.
And I had to crawl over to the sofa so I could put my hands on there to get me up because I can't lift myself up.
All right. So
These guys are young guys, compared to me.
yeah. Well,
And I'll tell you what, listening to you guys, I feel pretty darn good.
Yeah, I'm up to 22 surgeries and started at 6 weeks old. And I said, every time I turn around, something else is wrong, a hole in the heart. And then I said, I had the stroke. They said, you shouldn't have it. You don't have high blood pressure. So they did a test. They found a hole in the heart. So then when they unplugged that.
wow.
Well, I think, my back, all I think of is the old Bill Cosby skit when he went into the doctors and he was under local anesthetic. And they said, now, you're not going to feel anything, but you'll be awake. So you're ready to start. So the doctor says, scalpel, sponge, clamp, scalpel, oops. Bill Cosby, what do you mean, oops? And that's what pains me about the thought of having surgery on my back.
Yeah.
That 1 millimeter of oops, and you're done.
Yeah.
Then you
Back
wind
and
up.
neck are 2 of the worst, I think.
Oh, I got them both.
I had a surgeon friend. He's like, "Hey, there's no eraser on the end of the scalpel."
Yeah.
Like, that's well said. Yeah.
No, I can't stand for more than 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the most. In either my back or my neck. I can't walk anymore. And my wife and I were in Germany about 3 years ago. We were on a tour, and all of a sudden this pain in my back came, and I just can't figure out what it is. My son told me I have a dislocated rib, and I said, I don't think so. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's just a weird spot, but it's only on the right side.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
nobody can tell me what it is.
Well, hopefully we can't either.
Thank you. I appreciate that confidence.
I don't know, but honestly, let's figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah, we help a lot of things that a lot of people just guess at. So if I can figure it out, we'll let you know. If not, let me blow the smoke.
Okay.
I'll tell you.
Hey, thank you very
Hey,
much.
Thanks for being here.
You bet.
My question is, most of my pain with all my other issues.
Let's make sure I go
It's
the right way.
hernias.
Yeah.
I flew down to North Carolina last time because the last 3 hernias didn't even last 2 years up here. So
You ladies have a great day.
second best in the United States. He touched me and I went like that. And he said, you did it again. I hadn't even done the surgery. And I flew the whole way down. I was about ready to walk out. And I said, I can't help it. I hurt that bad down there. Do you think you can help? Because I lost the testicle in that 3rd hernia operation. So now I have to wear testosterone cream every day. And every time I turn around, but that's where 90% of my pain is now. I only had the second hip replaced because that's one thing. Growing pain is the hip's going bad. And it was in 47 years.
Okay.
So I had it done in 2023, the second time.
So, what I'm hearing is an extreme inflammation of the scar tissue, and then we've got some general non-invasive options that could be positive. Yeah, maybe. I don't know yet,
I know.
but I'm not out of answers.
Yeah, because just even when I shower in this pressure, it's just that bad. And I know it's nerve because, but when he pushed up, they can't even check me like for hernia again because I'm not bad. They have to do a scan on me because
Wow.
It hurts that, that's a safe day, every day, night, I set my ice. And
Okay.
whenever they say works, and like I said, I've been to 88 doctors, I left my count at 88.
Yeah.
Went down to Johns Hopkins 4 times, Hershey,
Yeah.
went to all these pain clinics, and not one thing has helped at all, other than when they put me, I got an emergency room, and they put me on morphine pump. That is the only thing that helps.
Okay. First step, let's do the exam, see what we can figure out. Let's see if there's a bunch. I got 3 or 4 ideas in my head. We can try. We can see which one.
You said 297 for the care.
Yes, sir.
To see what the wasted money, because like I said, I spent
Oh,
thousands.
yeah.
And like I said, I'm up to 33 years just with this, and then I had all that other stuff before.
Right.
I'll see what she says.
Yeah. So what if she says no?
What's that?
What if she says no?
That I don't,
No
like
rush.
I said.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just
I went to all
cleaning
these
up
other
here.
Yeah, okay.
guaranteed. This one guy
Oh,
said,
I'm
not
fine,
kicking you
you're
out.
paying
I'm
it.
Okay.
This
Yeah,
one guy
yeah.
said, I'm 100% sure I can fix you up and put me in gabapentin and all that other stuff you had, and medical marijuana, and nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing has helped.
It's not a chemistry problem. That's for darn sure.
Yeah.
All right.
But I'll see what
Yeah.
she says,
And so what if she says yes? Then what? Then what are you in for?
and then I'll give you a call.
Yeah, okay.
And if she says yes, it's stuff. It's just I've spent so many money over the years
Yeah.
just going to doctors to 33, and
I mean,
the initial one cost this much, and then that one. And
yeah, I mean, that's a lifetime of stuff. Why wouldn't she say no?
What that?
Why wouldn't she
Well,
say
money issues.
Oh,
I mean,
money part?
yeah.
Yeah,
But thank you,
that's fair. Hey, thanks for getting me some help today.
and thanks for
Yeah.
Okay.
Ron, what's
She
up?
said, okay, she said I would be able to talk to you today.
Sure.
I made a mistake and I got my terms mixed up, because I just read a book on neuroscience,
Mhm.
which kind of, in a way, is similar because it's saying
Sure.
retrain the brain.
Yeah.
And I said, I called last night, I said, I made a mistake. And
Oh.
she said that it wouldn't hurt. I've never been diagnosed with this.
Okay.
But here's the problem.
Yeah.
Since 17, I've had a bad back.
Uh-huh.
Then about 5 years ago, I started having problems with my hip.
Yeah.
Back in the 2000s, I worked as a banquet server at the Hershey Hotel, and I started having problems with my foot.
Mhm.
I had 3 surgeries on this foot, and they didn't make a difference. I came in for the 3rd one, and the doctor said, "You're crazy if you're telling me there's pain," because the last one was exploratory surgery. And I can't help but, and then the other thing I told her about last night, which she said was found interesting, is that I have urology problems, and they involve, the thing I noticed, I've seen 3 urologists, so far, they're finding nothing. There's a slight inflammation to the prostate, but not enough to, and I have a problem with vibration down here. The tip gets sensitive sometimes, and my whole scrotum, everything is itchy, which I read is kind of like a nerve thing. Now I did have that, they did do that for my back, they did do that test where they were doing the needle
Yeah.
stuff like that, and obviously nothing. And he's saying, when he looks at my back, I'm 55, it looks normal. He's saying it looks normal. He said, that doesn't mean you don't have pain.
Mhm.
He said, I have people that have horrible backs and don't have pain. So I didn't know if this was even something I've considered, but how do I get diagnosed? That's the question. And the problem is the problem with me right now, I'm sitting right here fine, my back hurts a little. I get up and wash the dishes for 3 minutes, my back really hurts. If I start doing more stuff, eventually the pain will come around the side, so it'll come up here, sometimes it'll be my whole back. I never get pain. If you touch every muscle in my body,
Yeah.
it's tender.
Okay.
And that's why I'm thinking that it must involve nerves. I've seen doctors for everything. I did the chronic pain management for 3 months, and the only thing they came up, I mean, they did nothing. They did. I spent 3 months stretching this whole time, and then they just started to do the muscle work, and then the program was over. Nothing they did made us. They were saying they saw a difference, but I went to physical therapy, and they say, look, your back is flexible. You know, you're good. And I'm standing out in the parking lot, tears in my eyes because nothing changed with the pain. And that's why I've seen pain managed Dr. Finn down in Carlisle, and he did one shot already. I had shots done at Hershey. Nothing's made a difference. He's gonna try. He has another one scheduled where all the nerves come together. And I'm thinking, especially with with the symptoms in my groin here. I mean, it's like a vibration. It's like a cell phone. It's like right here sometimes. And so I'm reading about this last night.
Yeah.
And I'm saying some of the symptoms apply to me. I do notice when I wear my shoes that my feet do get a little numb, but I don't have problems with tingling or anything like that. I might get a little tingling. My big toe sometimes hurts after each third surgery. The big toe was hurting. I forget what foot the upper.
Yeah.
It was hurting every time.
So commonly with that, the symptoms that I see being related to immune system, that's where I'm exploring some more.
Because I can't even work a job. There's no way I can even, because I pace myself. That's the only way I can get through a day. I mowed the yard. I gave up on the yard middle of the summer. Luckily it was dry and did grow a lot, but I gave up because I can't trim the yard. I spend a minute doing it and then my back starts hurting. I can sit down for an hour, and as the day goes, and then I might be able to get, I might start the day and get 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
I take a break for a half hour, I might be able to get a half hour. I take a break for 3 hours, I might be able to get 20 minutes. So
Sounds
there's
like
no
you're-
job that I can
Yeah.
work that my only income right now is donating plasma. And and I'm just
Losing
frustrated.
hope.
Yeah, because I've seen doctors for my feet, I've seen doctors for my back, I've seen doctors for this area in here. I saw my chiropractor's name is Mechanicsburg Chiropractor. That's where I go. And nothing he's doing. I used to go down to Dr. Donor in Mountjoy.
Yeah.
And when I was younger, it helped a lot. Everything he did was perfect. And now I go to him. I must forget his name, the Dr. Mechanicsburg Chiropractor, because he specializes in spines.
Yeah.
And I must have seen him 50 times last year, and nothing he did made a
Okay.
made a
I mean,
difference.
that's helpful information in terms of like, it's not a joint problem, or you would have fixed it, Yeah.
But they do say that this leg is turned out a little.
Right.
And nothing he's done
I mean,
has fixed that. The x-rays will show that.
yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I'm curious to see if there's anything we can do. I have some ideas we would explore, but I don't know yet.
okay.
But I'll be looking at immune system, inflammation, like what else is going on with the sacral plexus, and we're like, why is that? And we've got some options to maybe calm that down or change how that operates.
Okay.
So that would be worth exploring.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how much? Because again,
Yeah.
I'm not working my own. I depend on the plasma, but I can go there tonight and I could my pulse. Actually, I think my pulse is too high already, and I'll probably reject it tonight. So how much would I need to? How much would I need to come up first to get a consultation or whatever?
Mm-hmm. We jump right into the exam, and this is gonna be the best option for you. Is the 297?
Okay.
It's gonna save you the most.
And so if I call you a month or so, if I can get 297, then that's gonna take care of everything you just pointed out tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you'll be able. So this stuff will tell me a lot of stuff, right? You'll be able to look at a lot of different.
We'll get
stuff.
some answers. I'm confident of that.
Okay.
Yeah. Either answers we can help or answers we need more questions to.
Okay.
That makes sense.
And there's
Sometimes you come away with having more questions,
Yeah.
and that's okay
I'm
with
just ready
complications.
because I was able to manage with my back, probably until, my back, I'd say probably when I reached after I turned 40, I'm saying then my back started to get worse. My feet, I worked as a banquet server at the lodge, and I got to the point where I could only be, if I just stand on my feet for 10 minutes, this whole area will start to hurt. If I walk, then my back
will hurt and my feet will start to hurt. I'm not having much problems with this in my feet
Yeah.
because I can't do anything beyond. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
pain
yeah.
in this back, and then sometimes it's actually feeling good right now. And the thing with, and should there's a doctor that knows about this neuroscience in York, and I'm trying to go to my PCV tomorrow, and
Who's that?
I don't know. I looked it up.
Yeah.
Because there's I can't even remember the book. There's this book, this really good book. The doctor that had the program is in California, but people from therapists to chiropractors to doctors can take his course.
Yep.
And it's basically the book didn't tell me how it was cured chronic pain, but I can't remember the doctor's name. The cured chronic pain is that they help you convince your brain that they're saying anything up to 3 months is acute pain, anything over 3 months is neuroscience pain, because the acute pain should have cured within the 3 months, and my back should have cured a long time ago, and they have to convince the brain. I think it's almost like when you get your leg amputated and you can still feel your foot.
Yeah.
Is they have to convince the brain, they have to do so. I don't understand, the book didn't really give me a lot to go on.
Yeah.
It explained everything, but didn't really give me a lot to go on. They help you convince your brain that there is no pain there. So your brain tells you there's no pain. So obviously I want to check that out and
Yeah.
see him, and he might be able to tell me some stuff too.
I mean, that's good to get more information on
Yeah.
that.
But